Yeah, now we're looking for the date. Hopefully, I'd like to square it away with Michael Chandler. You know, I'd like to get Chandler in. We've had our beef. It's not settled. He has a match scheduled. I'd like to fight maybe before that, or before he's recovered or whatnot. So, you know, there's a few names in the line at the minute. There's a few names being discussed.
But what would be more satisfying for you? Getting a trilogy with Nate Diaz or the quadrilogy with Dustin Poirier?
Both of them. Both is a must, for sure. You know, the Dustin one's not settled. It's 1-1-1. And the Diaz one is also 1-1. So, two big blockbuster matches, and I'll be excited to get them locked in.
Alex Pereira at heavyweight? We got to see it. You're calling for it the other night.
Yeah, I think that would be a viable next move for him. I think he had a difficult enough weight cut, if you could see. Now, in fairness, his coach came out and said he was maybe under the weather. He was on antibiotics. I've experienced something similar. You know, it makes everything that much more difficult. So maybe he is fine at light heavyweight. There is one more matchup for him at light heavyweight that I'd be interested in, is against the Dagestani. But other than that, I'd like to see him go for it. You know, someone has to go for the 3 belts. You know, it's myself or himself. And, you know, I'm sure one of us will aspire to it in the future.
Who would Conor McGregor say is the pound-for-pound #1 guy at this very moment, fighter in the world?
You know, 2024 has been Alex Pereira's year. Yeah. No one can deny that. And, you know, if we go by that, you know, forget belts, forget any of that. It's in competition. He's 4 fights this year, 4 KOs. And his most impressive one was most recently. I'd put Alex as #1. I'd put Alex as #1. I think he poses a lot of problems for John also. You know, that's a dangerous style for John. But it's a decent one for him because he's not, you know, so big. John is new to the heavyweight division. John, he had a nice one against Cyril Gane, but he's still untested at heavyweight. And I'm sure in the back of his mind, he has that thought that, you know, some of these guys are really big. Alex is a nice one, and it's still a dangerous one though. Probably even at the core of it, it's probably even more dangerous. I'd be very excited to see that bout take place for sure.
So we got to see John Jones fight beyond the Stipe fight. But who's on your Mount Rushmore of greatest fighters of all time? Obviously, we can include you.
How many is on Mount Rushmore? 4. Hoist Gracie, Chuck Liddell, myself, and Ronda Rousey.